Welcome back to another Advanced Wars by Web replay review. Before we get started, I just want to say, move over, Sammy. There's a new Advanced Wars waifu in town. Her name is Sasha. That's right. You're looking at my very first Sasha game that I just finished like a week ago. And you're probably wondering, why'd you pick Sasha? Well, I'll tell you. The reason I picked Sasha on this map is because I never played Sasha before and thought, hey, let's give Sasha a try in this Tier 1 matchup. I'm not even kidding. That was my entire logic right there. And that's the impeccable top tier analysis that you tune in for. What's all the hype about? Well, Sasha gets 100 extra funds per income generating property that she owns. So in standard, that's basically 10% extra income. But that 100 number is constant. So in high funds, Sasha becomes significantly less good because that 100 doesn't scale up with the high funds. So as standard, a good way to think about it is 10% extra income. But other game modes, it's going to be that extra 100 already factored in right into the Advanced Wars by Web income display. So we don't have to do the math ourselves. Super clutch there. Because as you'll see, there were multiple times in this game where my brain cells decided to take a vacation. But this is a really tough matchup for Sasha. And that's part of what made this game really fun, honestly, is this matchup. And I feel like Sasha is just like one of those fun COs because you have to play a little differently against Tier 1 because your units are just worse. What do I mean by her units are worse? Well, going up against Mr. Javier, him and his shining plate mail there gives him 20% extra defense against indirect units, and each comm tower grants all units an additional 10% defense. So when he gets this comm tower, he will have Von Bolt strength units, 10% extra attack and defense. Pretty tough for me to crack. His power, his tower shield, doubles all of those bonuses, and his tower power triples all of them. So when he pops his power, and that means he's going to have 20% extra attack, 30% extra attack and defense, 20 for the comm tower being doubled, and then 10 for what you get for popping your power. But I'm going to try to make him pop his power as the least amount of times as possible because my power, market crash, drains his power charge in proportion to how many funds I have banked up. So that is a lot of like what makes Sasha really good. Against Von Bolt, Von Bolt's just never getting his power ever, and Hawk has to only use his regular power because you're never getting that superpower with like 9 stars of charge that you have to get. It's always going to get sucked in by the market crash. So I feel like this opening is pretty typical. Good positioning from this guy can go to either city, but I've got the artillery. You might think this is a blunder. We're not whipping out the blunders list just yet. I very well knew that Javier has these indirect defense abilities, but with my power draining his power, he won't be able to buff that indirect defense. And then also, it still does a lot of damage even with that extra defense. It's not going to do as much as you normally see, but it's still quite good, and the artillery is really good. This is my strong side right here with these 2 bases. You can put an artillery in the mountains here, just cover that city. You can put one in the mountains here, cover both of them, and it's pretty hard for the opposing units to strike back at that artillery. The other thing, I was thinking about building a recon over here because you can actually get that comm tower in 2 turns. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 2, 4, 6, 8, and you hit that comm tower. But long term, that's just not going to be viable. I might delay the comm tower for 1 turn, but it's not going to maybe max 2, if by some miracle. But in long term, that's just not worth it. It's not worth investing a recon right there. And it's just going to die to that tank anyway. So delaying the comm tower for 1 extra turn, definitely not worth it. And he's going to start the comm tower right now. So those enhanced stats are going to be a big issue for me. I gotta make my engagements really carefully. You can't be like Von Bolt and just throw your units at the enemy and good things happen. I have to actually use some strategery over here and try to have my 2 brain cells work together for once. But so since my artillery is pointing at this city, this infantry goes over here, which means I will happily get this city right here. So I'll take that. I'll put the artillery right here to shoot this guy when he's done capturing. Green moved the tank over here, which kind of confused me a little bit because I thought the green could just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then just be right at this mountain path, be all up in my grill on my weak side, and be able to really pressure these cities right here. And it'd be really hard for me to take them back because Javier's extra strength and defense units. But decides to shift the tank over here, maybe to help out with the middle, maybe to counter the artillery. But then shifts the tank back. So I was kind of confused by this move. This tank just needs to make up its mind, but it could be already right in my area. I don't have to, if it was here a turn sooner, I'd have to respond with a tank. But instead I could afford another tank over here and go really hard on the strong side. So just an inaccuracy from green in my opinion. It enabled me to just get that little extra tempo to have a tank over here, and then I can build a tank on this turn and be able to answer that tank a little bit. So even with the artillery, or even with that extra defense, I only knocked that thing down. Oh my gosh, that was I phrased that so poorly. I don't think there was a way I could have phrased that worse. But the artillery only does 4 damage. This infantry only does 4 damage thanks to that increased defense right there. I am gonna push the tank up. I do have to be careful about this counter tank over here, and I do have to build a tank over here to counter this tank, or a copter, which I could afford thanks to my extra money. We're just bringing it in, raking it in right here. And I do think Javier is stronger in this map. You got the easily safe comm towers, and you got really good spaces to put indirects. So when indirects are good, Javier is good because of that indirect defense. That's a free shot right there. This 4 still alive. He's gonna just retreat like a rat. He got the city, couldn't do anything about it, and now he's just gonna go back. Javier and I are tied for cities, but Javier is gonna get this one. I can't really do anything, and might be pressuring this one as well. So could go here and just try to be really aggressive with the capture, or could go here and get this safer capture. But I decided to go for this side city right here, and these side cities are actually pretty hard to flip because they just feel out of the way. Usually the action's happening over here or over here, and it just feels like you have to go out of the way. But I don't know, it could just be me not positioning my units properly. That's always an option as to what the reality could be. And then he's going to get this, and there's not really anything I can do about it. So going to start this though. There's no way this guy is surviving. This is a suicide mission right here. But my idea is I want to bring Javier in. This is my strong side, right? I want to bring Javier in and just start engaging on the strong side, and just try and get some trades over here, make all the fighting happen over here on the strong side, and just try to relieve pressure from the weak side that way. So now, yep, this is going to go through pretty much. Takes a good shot there, knocking me down to 5. Tank comes in, and look at this engagement with the tank against the Javier tank on the city. If I'm attacking from the road and I low roll, which is pretty likely with that 36% to 41%, more likely than not I'm going to low roll there to only knock him down to 7, and he knocks me down right back down to 6. So that's going to be brutal. It's a losing engagement. First striking right here. So good positioning there from Javier, and now goes in on this. Uses the 4 though. I guess that's the only other guy in range. Well, this guy could go. No, he's the only other guy in range. I can count to 3. I promise. So knocks his infantry down to 3. I mean, that's good as interrupted. So I can't really do anything with all these vehicles coming in. Continuing to try to get this is a losing endeavor. Interrupts this over here, but the artillery is ready to strike back, and there it goes. Bang. That infantry is a goner. And I'm going to move some Pengies up over here. And then use the 3 to take out the 2. Get back on this and just decide to shoot. Excuse me. There's no point in capturing anymore. It's never going through while all of these units are here. And I sacrifice my 5 to interrupt that, do 1 point of damage to this infantry, delay that city for 1 more turn. That's the kind of income control that we're looking for right here. And I retreat over here. Also built a copter, and I built an anti-air to counter this copter coming in. So trying to just hold everything down, and I could shift the copter up here pretty easily and help out with the strong side. The copter can easily just fly over the mountains. So I mean, even though the airport's like really close to the weak side, base and HQ and everything, you can easily just go over here and help out with the strong side because you don't have to worry about all the heavy terrain over here. Goes in on this guy and knocks him all the way down to 1. But if this guy survives, in 4 turns, this city will be mine. And that income will surely be prove the difference. That 1 extra city. I'm just kidding. But that 10% extra income, you want as many cities as possible, which I think is why Javier needs to be aggressive. And speaking of being aggressive, there's a capture and there's a shot. And there's... I can interrupt this, but it'll be a little tricky. I was trying to figure out a way. Maybe there's a way I can have the copter shoot and the tank shoot. That's a guaranteed 2-shot and not get revenge killed by the anti-air. But unfortunately, there's just not a way. But I go in over here, take out that infantry right there, and shoot with the artillery and tank to kill this guy. So I'm protecting this soldier, this loyal 1 HP penguin over here. In 3 more turns, he will have this city, and it will be a glorious day in the Sasha HQ. There will be celebrations galore when that city finally falls. Everything else, though, just kind of moves up, trying to build a bit of a wall over here to protect my vehicles. I can get that first strike there. Nice engagement there. That 0 terrain tile, 0 defense tile, I mean, really, you really see the effect of that. Even with that 10% extra defense, I mean, that was a ton of damage right there. So, and then I'm going to bring my copter over here to help out with the strong side. Like I said, I want to fight over here and minimize the fighting over here. But this city does get converted to Javier, so now Javier is now up 3 cities on me. And so Javier's got that income advantage. Even with my extra income bonus, Javier is still just raking in way more cash than me. And Javier assumes a defensive position over here, puts this tank back to get repaired, and now goes in. These 2 infantry stand no chance. Bang, bang, bang. Everything is dead. And more tanks come out from Javier. Now, I'm almost to my market crash. Let's see what I can make happen. First, I'm going to shoot this tank. And I'm going to shoot this guy to get some extra charge. And also start this. Now, this is, we can whip out the blunders list right now. Because this right here, this is just a sitting duck infantry. Ready to get captured. Ready to just get absolutely mauled by this wall of infantry coming in. The only thing about this is I don't think this tank could reach here anyway. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this tank can't reach here anyway. The only thing this infantry does is it blocks this 4 tank from getting on the city. But that's not even gonna matter because this infantry can easily just get destroyed, and then this tank can go on the city anyway. So this accomplishes absolutely nothing. And also, you could argue, it baits Javier in, but I don't want to be fighting over here. I want to be fighting over here. So we can just start jotting down those blunders here, and then I finish off that tank on the plains there, and go in on this infantry. And I immediately popped a market crash. Look at his charge. All gone. But it's time to whip out that blunders list again because I popped that prematurely. That was a premature use of the power because I'm able to clear out that infantry and get the copter. But look at that. That's instantly 10,000 charge for Javier right there. That did not need to happen. I could have waited, gotten those kills, and then popped it. And if there's a little bit left over, then there's a little bit left over. But big mistake popping that power too early. I really thought I needed the extra attack to get that infantry kill for some reason, even though I ran the calc. I did not need that. Although the extra attack here is not going to be too bad. Get that 5-8 engagement and put the artillery on the city. And transition this tank over here to try to help out. And I just want to keep this fight going on over here as long as possible. Takes a couple shots, clears that tank pretty easily, and this infantry, bang bang, down to 2 HP. Not going to be a problem for Javier though. These infantry cross the mountain and opens up space for that guy to come in, and that infantry is indeed a goner. So this tank could still get there and sit on that city, but decides to go over here, take a good shot at the anti-air. More infantry come in. We got the nice little infantry pyramid formation by Javier. Takes a shot at the tank, takes a shot at the infantry, takes a shot at this infantry. And tank comes in and almost has the power. That blunder last turn could have really cost me. Just needs 500 more charge. This infantry could have attacked this tank, probably got the charge. Could attack down here, maybe get some charge. Could have brought this anti-air down, attacked into this tank, got the charge, and then popped a tower shield. Just to give you an idea, right now, my artillery against this 9 HP tank would do 5 or 6 damage, depending on the roll. With that power up, I'm doing 2 damage. So, really, Javier just could have taken some awkward engagements, admittedly, but could have got the power, popped it, and then I would have had no choice but to retreat over here. But I did build a scary medium tank last turn, and now it is ready to roll on up. It's not even going to care about this increased defense. It's just going to wreck everything. So between the artillery and this tank, take out that tank, and look at this. You forgot about this guy? Well, this city has 1 capture point left. Next turn, this city will be blue. All he has to do is survive. Current objective, survive. And then I don't even attack with this 5 over here, just purely trying to block and then take a shot here. Now, this could still easily get interrupted, right? This 9 could easily kill this 5, and then this 3 kills the 1, takes out the city, and this guy's efforts are for naught. But I'm trying to go for a little bit of target overload over here. Just going in, taking all these fights. Going to start this capture just for another target overload there. Going to take this. The anti-airs are too far away. So this 9 tank is choice for targets. Like, do you really want to spend time going around killing this 5 HP infantry so your 3 can kill this 1 and interrupt the city? Or would it be more worth it to take out a vehicle? I'm trying to make Javier make some tough decisions. Medium tank rolls up. This tank goes to the city. We're transitioning everything to the strong side. We're full sending it over here right on a Javier power spike. The timing couldn't be better. And I built a medium tank down here because I got that extra medium tank income, baby. I figured, hey, there's tanks, there's anti-airs over here. What's the best counter? A medium tank. No threats over here. Are going to need to see an artillery or a medium tank or copters from Javier in order to counter this. Otherwise, this medium tank will just have open season over here. But now Javier is getting the power, and there's nothing I can do to stop it. Don't nearly have enough through a market crash. And I don't even have a chance to pass gas before he immediately activates his tower shield and goes in. That anti-air is easily a goner, and tank gets a good shot on that, knocking that tank down to 4 HP. Good shot there. That infantry on this city is a goner. But these tanks shift over here. It looks like these tanks are going to help out with this fight over here, which I'm more than okay with. I want to keep fighting over here, and as long as my stuff doesn't get threatened. But look at this. Speaking of stuff getting threatened, this infantry just boldly runs up and captures the port right from under my nose, and but the other infantry just kind of sit back. There's no walling, no protection, and this is a genius move by Javier. This is baiting me forward. I have to dedicate some resources to stopping this guy. Dedicate these infantry. They have to move up and get that interrupt, or else Javier's just going to build a battleship there and then rain fire on whatever I build over here. Or it could build a carrier, and this airport's actually in carrier range. We'll never be able to build another air unit for the whole rest of the game because that carrier just will one-shot literally everything. So when I dedicate these infantry and maybe a tank to push up, then Javier springs in for the counter attack. So nice job by Javier forcing me to push up and then going for the counter attack. And then you'll see that in action here in a couple turns. I'm gonna shoot at this guy. With that extra defense, do nothing. So I'm gonna sacrifice this 9 HP infantry to take out a 1 HP infantry. That is the kind of value trades that we're here for in Advance Wars. Oh, but look at this. That 1 HP infantry finally turns the city, and it is now under my control. We're now only down 2 cities thanks to this MVP 1 HP infantry. Get that guy some R&R. So my tank has to go back, interrupt this, Gonna take another shot, knock this infantry down some more, and try to I get the medium tank still alive at 1 HP thanks to the extra defense. No point pumping the market crash right now. There's no power to drain since that power is active. Join my 2 4 HP tanks to make a single 8 HP tank. Finish off the 1 HP tank. And my copter here is actually not safe. It looks safe, but it's not safe. This is a wall break that Javier can easily get. How, you may ask? Well, as you'll see in a sec, tank plus infantry will destroy this infantry right here that's capping. Then this anti-air could shoot this infantry, and this anti-air can shoot the copter. So obviously you got the artillery and the medium tank to counterattack, but that copter can get taken out. And then goes in for the counterattack over here. Retreated to 4, he did its job, baited all the penguins forward, and now it is hunting season, and penguins are the choice item. Gonna take a shot. Gonna take another shot, knocking him down to 1 HP. We got another 1 HP infantry to match this. Takes a shot there. Got the high defense against the low defense, but still, like, it's good engagement for Javier there. Good shot on that 9 HP infantry. Knocks him all the way down to 1 HP. And more copters come in, more infantry come in, and let's see what kind of counterattack I can do. I'm going to take... nope, I'm not going to take him out. I got baited right there. I'm able to take out that infantry, able to take out this infantry on the port if I keep my tank there. I might move this 6. I kind of forget. Then I shoot the anti-air, and I figured I can shoot the anti-air because then my copters can be a little more free. First, I'll shoot this tank right here, saving my power, not wasting it prematurely. And between my 2 copters, I'm able to take out this. That anti-air is not in range, but it will get traded. One of these copters will get traded from that copter on the airport, but I want to keep fighting over here. I want to be aggressive. Take out that infantry right there. Slowly move my penguin wall up. Take a shot there because why not? Move the artillery up and try to protect it as much as possible. And there goes the market crash, knocking Javier to about half charge. And I decided not to attack with the tank. Just put it on the city. It can get killed. It can get destroyed, but the medium tank is covering it. So it'd basically be like a tank trade if Javier decides to go for it. You have to dedicate at least these 2 tanks to take it out. Okay, so there's the copter getting traded. Now it's at 1 HP. Another copter just goes immediately right to replace this one. Got a nice little copter chain going on there. That infantry stands no chance. This infantry, good shot from the mountain. And he is gone. I only have 3 infantry left in this area. Sacrifices that infantry for damage. Fair enough. And now goes in on the tank. Goes in on this infantry. That tank is now gone. Right out of artillery range. So that's good. Still no counter to this medium tank other than these copters. But, okay, retreats the tank on the city and pulls back. And now it's back to Sasha. Take out that tank on the road there. And then I'm going to try and interrupt this with the medium tank. My medium tank wants to be over here attacking tanks, but I just got to stop this port. And I don't have enough infantry over here. I do have another tank, so I've got medium tank and tank trying to hold this area down single-handedly. Take out that tank right there. Take a nice shot from the city there. And take a good shot there. Copter, 1 HP copter retreats. I don't know what else to do with it. I join cap right here. This guy's not going to die, but my idea is, again, target saturation. I want Javier to go in and shoot this, not shoot vehicles, and then just like try to revenge kill the vehicles as they push up. And are you ready for the absolute most newbie mistake ever that I don't deserve my channel after this? Yep, you guessed it. I buy everything and then pop the market crash, draining absolutely no power from Javier. I mean, look at this. Drain nothing. So, absolutely idiotic right there. Absolute Neanderthal brain move. Yeah, I mean, what a blunder. We'll definitely whip out the blunder list for that. I mean, that was just absolutely awful. And then Javier is just immediately going to take advantage by popping that tower shield and is about to give me the old right there, Fred. That infantry gets knocked down to 3 HP, and this infantry gets knocked down to 1 HP, but luckily these low HP infantry can't do a whole lot to me, but that infantry is a goner. And this tank can go on this city, and look, with the power popped, with the tank on the city, 0 damage. It is immune to the artillery. Boy, it'd be really nice if he didn't have his power and I could actually use my market crash appropriately. And good shot from the copter right there, knocking 3 HP off that medium tank. Luckily, there's nothing else in range of that medium tank to knock even more HP off of it. But now we got the port started again. We got a lot of low HP units over here, but I just got to try and defend this area. But with no vehicles from Javier, it's not too bad. I just got to be careful I don't blunder something like the HQ or the port, and then it could be really bad. But pick up a couple low HP infantry there, and medium tank shoots, infantry's out 1 HP, retreat this medium tank, and bring in the copter, bang. The 1 HP copter being the unsung hero of this match, along with that 1 HP infantry who was capturing over here. The 1 HP copter finishes off this infantry, and the 1 HP infantry over there, I mean, we already know his accolades. Just single-handedly carried that city right there. And then I'm going in on this city, trying to wall for it. Maybe I can equalize the income. But a nice little penguin wall, my vehicles are behind it. My 2 brain cells actually work together on this move, and got the nice little penguin set up, trying to force Javier to go in. But Javier decides not to go in. Javier is playing a little bit passively over here, willing to let this city flip happen, and then just try to regroup and punish me overextending. That 1 HP copter gets easily traded by this guy. Anti-air also moves in, and there's the medium tank from Javier, ready to counter these medium tanks, or perhaps push over here and do something against the HQ as these infantry kind of move up with it, and maybe could put some pressure on the weak side over here. But I'm able to flip that city and take out that infantry right there. So we've cleared the area, except for this guy. But this medium tank and tank are coming in. So we've totally cleared this area. This area has been liberated. But got a Javier army ready to push back in. So just going to breathe a sigh of relief over here. Going on this tank. This guy's going to get repaired. I moved him off and then I put him back. So I don't know what I'm doing over here. After he captured the city, just no idea what to do. He's just going to keep getting repaired, I guess. So I'm going to go in for the target saturation approach. I'm going to go in, try to capture the port, which is not that big of a deal, to be honest with you. I mean, let's take a look at some calcs real quick. Hopefully I don't crop the calculator out, because I've done that before. Let's see. So let's say carrier against bomber, let's say. On airport, it doesn't really matter. But during power, only doing 3 damage. No power, it's almost taking out that bomber. But with power, it's doing nothing. Let's say battleship versus tank. Where's tank? With power, doing absolutely nothing to a tank. You know, if it's on a planes, it's still only doing like 2 damage. So Javier's increased indirect defense, making this port not that big of a deal. But I'm just going in for that target saturation, trying to force Javier to push in, trying to protect my vehicles a little bit. And I'm like, okay, Javier can either attack the vehicles or attack the infantry. And Javier resigns. And we won my first Sasha game. Very exciting indeed. And I hope you enjoyed that. Sasha is actually really fun. This is one of the most fun. Here's the stats. 10 more kills, almost double value. Yay. So this game was actually really fun because I had to be a little more creative and a little more strategic, and like I really had to put a lot of thought into these moves and my positioning. So because I just couldn't like take a straight up fight with Javier because the Javier's increased stats. So I hope you enjoyed the game, and I'll see you in the next one.